So since we just went over how to log onto your Elevate portal and how to access your online sessions, I'm going to go through what the sessions are going to look like and the tools that you can use on the sessions. So just to give you an idea of what we're going to talk about, first I'm going to go over logging onto a session correctly, then the 3 methods of communicating with students, audio settings and troubleshooting, followed by loading content files and logging off of a session. So first of all, when you log into the session, make sure that you put your Elevate ID in as the name when the program prompts you to give your name. So as you can see on the right hand side, mine is Maya G, so that's my Elevate ID and that's what I put in there. The time cards are created automatically and the time cards are going to go based on your login to the classroom. So if you log in incorrectly, then it doesn't mark it down, and that's why you might see your times not show up. If you forget to do it or you do it incorrectly, just send me an email and I will email the resource team and make sure that they adjust your hours so that they are correct. And yeah, in the future, just make sure you use that Elevate ID. You also want to be sure that you're using Google Chrome or Firefox, as the software will not work as well on the other browsers. Moving on, 3 methods of communicating with students. As you can see in the bottom right hand corner, this is the chat box, so you can use it to type to the students, and if you're having audio problems, it can be helpful. If the kids are having audio problems, you can always tell them to type their responses. Obviously, we want to get them up and running, but feel free to have them type if there is some issues. Above that, you'll see the attendee list. These are going to be the names of all your students, as I'm in here as the teacher right now. To the right-hand side, you'll see 3 icons. There's the camera, the microphone, and the pen. Since Sam does not have these plugged in, I cannot give him access, but in order to give access to these controls, you'll just click on it, and it will allow the student to write or use their microphone so that everybody else can hear them. So it'll look like this. You click on it, and it will, that's how you mute it, but it will give that red slash through when you are not allowing it. The line through it means that it's muted, but that red slash is disabled. So if I click on this is the device settings. Oh, actually, I'll get back to that in a second. On the left-hand side, you see that there are all these writing tools. So this is another important way to communicate. Once you give access to the writing tools by clicking on the pen, the student can come over here and they'll need to click on this pen to be able to draw freehand. So they can, once they click on that, they can draw with this, they can change the color, and feel free to play around with all these different options of what you can use. So there's also triangles and shapes, and as the teacher, you definitely want to make use of all these tools the best way you can. There's also a pointer, which is important. Point at stuff as you're going through reading problems. But yeah, so feel free to play around with those for sure. And if you have any questions, let me know. Okay, so audio settings and troubleshooting. If we go back up to here to the device settings and you click on it, it will load your settings. So if you're having problems, you need to make sure, one thing to check on is that the correct inputs are selected. So you want to make sure that whatever microphone is plugged into your computer, you select the right one. So right now I'm using the internal microphone. We will never be using the video settings, so don't worry about it. That's disabled, and you do not have the option to turn it on. So don't worry about that. We don't use video in our program. And if you're having problems, you can test the microphone and test the speaker. Have the kids do the same. And just a quick note on audio problems. One of the main problems is that people do not check to make sure that the volume is not muted or that it's not turned down really low. So definitely have your kids check. In addition to looking at the device settings, have them look at the device or the system preferences in their computer itself. And that's, if you have any problems with that, you can reach out to me as well. So loading content files. You're going to go ahead and click on this content library up here to load the files. All the content is saved in the online classrooms, and then you'll just access it based on the day and load the file and then go through it with children. So when you open, I had just opened a file, but when you pull up this, when you click on Content Library, it's going to show you this screen once it loads. It's going to say Elevate Content, and over here on the right, it's going to say there's nothing in this folder. You can ignore that because there are files in this folder. It just, I think because it's minimized, it doesn't recognize it. So you can click on that. Yes, see, you do not have any content. So just ignore that because there are folders in here. So you'll either double click on the name or you'll click on the plus to expand it. And then you'll just go in here based on your school code, which you will be given. You'll select the school, select the grade, and then find the date and add it to the class. And it will pop up on the back here. So as the tutor, you have the option to switch between slides, so you can go through these slides and you can have the students draw things and answer questions on them using their writing tools. And then if you want to clear it, so okay, let's see the answers here. You can go up to Edit, select all, and Edit, Delete. So that's a useful trick to know if you're wanting to get rid of everything. You can also just reload the slides, or make a new whiteboard, go to another whiteboard. If you press that plus, it'll add another whiteboard. So those are the basics of the software. When you log off, please do not click that red X because that will end the class. You can just close your browser and that's all you have to do, and then it'll log you off and your time card will be correct. So hope that helps answer any questions you might have, and if not, please let me know. Thanks.